Got us a team 1 with Print gonna be on the team 1 playing Demonology this time. We got Sony as a Shadow Priest. We got ourselves Kanda as a Survival Hunter with Shiv playing Shivir playing as a wasn't Shiv a for some reason I thought Shiv might have been a Blood Elf. I guess I'm wrong on that one. And Wog Hun versus team 2. We got ourselves Peachy. We got ourselves Brew Captain. We got ourselves Wargren. Oh, I don't know which one is which. Oh god. Well, there's a pile of them. Serotonin in the back, and as well as Chicago. This is gonna be first. Is gonna last. Looks like Shiv is gonna be out first. It's testing. Is it Chicago playing first? Is it the Enhancement Shaman? I think the team 2 is still trying to figure out who's gonna be first or last. It looks like it is probably gonna be Chicago in cap onto the Shaman. Hopefully Chicago will have an easier time than against some rogue. Trinkets out of the stun, tries to go for a Sunder. Looks like Shiv does Trinket out of it. That's gonna be a little bit of lag for Chicago, just kind of teleporting around, but that was a counter strike totem getting dropped in, and Shiv backs away from it. Quite a bit of damage from those pets, the Ghost Wolves as well as the Earth Elemental. Chicago is going to try to get, oh my god, you're kind of teleporting all over the place. Next is Shiv, does still have a sentence for a second. Sentence does go down after the stun. Capacitor totem comes off, and Shiv looks like he actually might have rolled a little bit too far for Chicago. Both of them lagging a little. Both of them lagging just a bit. Chicago taking quite a lot of damage right now. Is going to be popping into Ghost Wolf. Wall has not been used yet. Pond trying to get himself Earth Shield. I don't know if that's going to be enough. The wall comes out with late. Does he go for himself? Heals? Does he get enough heals here? Thank you so much. Counter Strike totem down. Shiv better take it out. The Counter Strike totem can do quite a lot. The more damage you do to them, the more damage zaps you for Chicago. Stuck in a Fist of Fury. And not much they can really do about it with Brew Captain trying to see if he can catch up. Yo, could we get a hashtag? N8AP? Wait, N80P. My man, thank you so much for the 2 bones. We stashed the commentary. Thank you so much, my dude. Appreciate you. Shiv getting hit with a bike from Brew Captain. Fist of Fury locking him down. Does hit him with the disarm. Karma does come out, and Shiv, perfect opportunity for you to get some self heals as Brew is looking to get the hell out of the way from you. Try to separate the 2 monks from the duel with that Ring of Peace. Is going to be a big old Karma reversal by Brew Captain. Does also go for a diffused magic as well, I guess, for the Karma that Shiv was setting up. And Shiv is just trying to see if he can outrun the Karma man. That's how we own diffused magic as well for any damage that Karma have put up. And that's going to be 2 monks actually getting the hell away from each other and doing a bit of a reset with Vivify spam. Shiv does port back and trying to kind of take the high ground by the looks of it. I'm thinking we're going to have 3 or 4 more resets with these 2. Shiv did use the Zuen maybe a little early. Did try to go with images without a leg sweep. So maybe that's something Brew Captain could do differently. Leg sweep, Zuen is available, images are up. Throwing a bike at Shiv, that's going to be Fist of Furies at each other. Needs to get the leg sweep on the Shiv in order to lock him down. Does he get to do it? Shiv could be in a really bad spot. Leg sweep, no chicken available. Does Brew have enough damage so Zuen does disappear for him, or is he attacking somebody else? Oh no, he is here. I guess maybe he had another Zuen proc. Is that what happened? Shiv does get a port, but not super far. In cap onto him by Brew. Not let him go anywhere. The Fist of Fury should be able to lock him down. Zuen, and that's going to be a touch of death that goes through the Fist of Fury stun by Print Warlock immediately onto Brew Captain before he can really get away from there. Throwing down the Axe Stars by his Felguard. Should be quite a good setup for Print. If he can get Brew Captain away from a pillar for a second, there goes that port, set it up. He might just be able to do something here, maybe a Mortal Coil off the port, potentially. Just gotta hurt him in there. That's gonna be a Ring of Boopity Bop available for Brew though. He does go to Boopin Print Warlock, almost expecting it, at least trying to prevent him from being able to cast any fears. But anything insta, that's free. Brew is still taking his sweet time running circles. Print is going to be able to get himself handled down with the second stun. Mortal Coil into Brew, trying to get a Tyrant up and running. Maybe a Karma for Brew. Actually goes for a port. The pets are going to do quite a lot of damage though. This all Print needs to do is let the pets kind of do the damage. Looks like the Tyrant actually disconnected completely. Why did the Tyrant just look at Brew and just decide, oh, okay, I'm going to go over and hang out with Print. Hang out with the cool kids. I don't understand. That Tyrant could have at least kept chasing maybe. It looks like even through 2 Felguards, Brew is still going to be able to catch up on heals. 7% dampening, not going to hold him down yet. Another stun onto Brew. As Print trying to get the damage up and running. There goes the pets attacking into a monk who already has the Karma rolling. Print is going to take quite a lot of freebie damage from it, especially as images are up. Print going for a bit of a reflect. I don't really know if he can reflect. He actually could maybe reflect some damage back into Brew, couldn't he? When you pop reflect as he's building up the Karma, does that reflect back into the Brew? Does that roll into the Karma? I actually don't know. That's a good question. Needs more testing. That's going to be a diffuse magic for Brew. Too bad Print isn't really all about magic. He actually has a pets that do quite a bit of physical damage, so it's really a nice spread of damage output. Is the pet, the Felguard, as well as the puppies, do quite a lot of physical damage. The magic damage is going to be Print with a couple of Shadow Bolts. I think maybe a Soul Cleave, I think might be magic damage, Chaos damage, Shadow damage. Maybe that can get stopped. That's going to be Hand of Gul'dan available. Brew. Try to see if he might be able to get himself a bit of a setup onto Print. Print dropping kind of half-ish health. He's going to get a stun on a Tyrant onto Brew. Does he have a Mortal Coil to follow? He does not have a Mortal Coil to chase him, but if he can somehow hurt him next to the Tyrant, he might be okay. The Tyrant is struggling. Very, very much struggling, trying to get around. He's going to get Leg Sweep onto the Tyrant. As Bruce is just going to bail out of the Mortal Coil. Does connect. It took a little bit of travel time for it to happen, but he does connect. There's going to be quite a few VO fights for Brew right now. As Brennan sent himself up a gateway. Is that going to be maybe an offensive gateway? It is a defensive gateway to back out of there in case things go bad. This is going to be really rough. I think Brent might have to get Brew maybe away from these pillars and maybe on the ramp. But it's also the Tyrants. Like, if only the Tyrant just kind of stood where it's supposed to, right? He summons the Tyrant. He stands there. He's looking at Brew. He's like, I want to cast. And then just walks off. It's like, what is this pad Blizzard? At least it's not as bad as the A-Bomb. Remember A-Bomb last week with a DK? That was rough. 8 minutes into the duel, we are seeing 90% dampener. And it looks like Brew does have a lot of defenses available. Karma is up. Incap does come out onto Print. Does stop him with a stun. Maybe Mortal Coil. Actually takes a gateway instead. Mortal Coil runs him in a direction as the Fear comes out. Print is going to shrink it out of the stun. Getting a second stun onto Brew. Trying to see if he might be able to get himself a Tyrant. Looks like it's going to be full Tyrant. Potentially Karma out of Brew right now. And Print, does he go for Reflect? He does go for Reflect. Is that going to be enough damage to reflect back to Brew right now? Print is under a lot of pressure. Could wall this. Should probably wall it, but that's going to be Brew. Taking him out with a nice touch of death at the end. Still has quite a bit of ticking damage on him, but that was a very, very close duel for the two of them. Looks like Canada is going to be up next. Not a Karma in sight. And I think Canada should be able to just finish it right now with Brew. Yep. There it goes. Not a Karma in sight. He could just come in, throw a bunch of dots, finish him with a Serpent Sting, and just go reset. Fairly easily. Serotonin is going to be up next over on the team 2. And actually, there's quite a lot of people on team 2 that's still left over. There's 3. Actually, there's 3 people on each team. It felt like that duel took so long. I feel like more people should have went down. But Serotonin trying to see if he can maybe get Kanda Rogue out in the open. He's just going to send Camo. He's just chilling. He doesn't need to go anywhere. Kanda does pick up the eyes, sending the pet second on him. And Serotonin doesn't realize that he is already found. The dots are already rolling. And as we get into higher dampen, it's going to be harder for Serotonin to maintain that healing, especially since Rogue's heals are not as good anymore. Cheap shot on to Kanda. That's quite a bit of damage though. Freezing Traps, trying to see if you might be able to get... What is that position? What is that pose? What is that? Trying to look like a ballerina over here. Kanda trying to see if he might be able to kite the Rogue out. No trinket have been used yet. Unless he already used the human racial for something. Big dress and a blind comes out. Kiddish had to follow. Oh! Serotonin could have maybe survived with a blind evasion onto the pet. Walk away with a self-heal. Maybe that would have been something. Man, close. Next up is going to be Peachy as a balanced druid. Peachy, if you want to play Feral, you're more than welcome to, by the way. I know that's your main spec. Alright, Kanda. Hunting the cat. Eyes are up. Nope, it doesn't look like it. Maybe, what? No, they're up. I guess they're up on that side normally, but eyes are up on that side. Camo. It's kind of sitting in the middle, seeing if maybe Peachy picks up the eyes. Peachy does go for the eyes. That's going to allow Kanda to get that opener. Big old harpoon throwing him the nades, and that's going to be Peachy trying to take up as much as possible. Freezing traps, bashes Kanda, trick inside of it immediately. Trying to see if he can sprint out of here. Does get himself the pet sack, I believe. Maybe not pet sack. It's going to be a trap for Peachy. Didn't really stop him at all. The Peachy has big incarn. Perfect opportunity for him to go for a lot of damage. Stun to Peachy. No way out of it though. No Barkskin available either. And Kanda is going to go for the range damage playstyle. Taking Peachy out. It didn't even look like he's throwing anything on him. It's just the animation is kind of looking janky. Feign death while the turtle shell is up. But it's going to get him some manic beddage worker and just throw the trap onto his pet. And Kanda should be able to get out of there with a freezing trap onto Wargren. The other pet is chasing him. The Rapture Wargren's pet is going to be on the prowl for a bit. 40% dampener. as Canada's looking to maybe tank up in his side of the arena. He knows that Wargun was nearby, but the camo just couldn't exactly tell where he was going to be. For Canada, this might actually be a tough game because he's actually down a lot of cooldowns. Wargun does go for a heal. Turtle Shell comes out as the dress is about to connect. And there goes a bit of that manic bandages, which Wargun could just walk by, drop down gently the freezing trap and stop Canada. Now he has the perfect setup. Could go for a stun opener. Stun? That's probably going to be kill shot. That's it. I don't know if he could come back from that at all. Canada survived for like a second out of that stun. But then it was done and done. Sony up next. Second to last on the other team. Number 2. Okay. What is it? Number 2 and number 2 actually. Okay, both of them number 2 on my keyboard. Just because Sony looks like he would be number 4 in the order from top to bottom. And Morgan looks like he would be number 4. But it's just weird. I feel like I keep saying that every single time we do duels. I keep trying to reiterate. I'm not trying to give you guys whiplash. Camo does connect for Wargren. Looks like he might be able to get out of this scot-free. Sony does he go for the eyes to find Wargren. He does attempt to pick him up. He does get him. He didn't even bug out this time. Knows that Wargren is somewhere out there manic bandaging himself. But he doesn't see him. I think maybe he figured it out. Picked a spot. Wait. I think he knows. You can also even look for your character's head, like where your character's head is facing. It'll tell you where the enemy is at. Look, if he gets near one of those pillars and his character starts like looking at the enemy through the wall, it's a real thing. You can actually tell. Look, his character's looking slightly to the left, knowing that Wargren is on the other side. You can actually kind of see it hits him with a stun in the opener. Perfect opportunity for Sony to go for full setup. Does go for Void Eruption. That's going to be Wargren actually dispel himself full of dots, and that's going to be Sony breaking out of the freezing trap, getting hit with a stun. Wargren is the one who's going to be able to land all those dots. Sony needs to go for the most amount of damage. That is his burst, but he can still win this game with just DPs alone. Wargren is still taking a bit of that dot damage. He's going to have to go for a Crucible for himself. Concentrated Flame, self-heal. Just gotta wait it out. Being a survival hunter, every 5 seconds you do get a heal. So you actually can make duels work pretty well. Just the passive healing does land the dots. I don't think Sony was actually quick on the draw to get pain or anything on him. As Wargren is again just getting those dots from around the corner. Looks like the dots are going to trade, and Wargren is getting hit with a stun. Perfect opportunity for Sony to finally get some DPs in it. Wargren does harpoon in there. The Shadow Fiend does come in to split the damage for the dress in case Wargren does go for a dress setup, which is actually perfect. Wargren's super low. The Shadow Fiend I think is going to have him. Tries to root the Shadow Fiend, but he's super low on health unless he can get himself Crucible Flame heals. I think he's done. Proc? Anything? I think it's over. And Sony taking him out. That was I feel like a lot of these duels at the very beginning were like really tense, and at the end it was just like, oh, okay, I got procced on. Fun, you know what I mean? Yeah, that's one thing that's going to be cool about Shadowlands is hopefully less random procs, because Azerite procs are just, there's a lot of effects happening right now. It looked like he flamed the pet. Oh, did he? Oh no. So if he didn't flame himself, but he flamed the pet instead, that's unfortunate. All right, boys, let's get another one going, yeah?